time to get real. I want to see some crazy whiz-biz.
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that whiz-biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical!
You're terrible at that.
Bacon pancake!
This is WizBiz with Alex and Derek. I'd like to just start off by saying Happy New Year to all of our listeners. Where you are, it is 2024. Where we are, it is still the tail end of 2023 because, like responsible adults, we record in advance.
I would have guessed like 2016 tops.
Anyhow, I'm Eric.
And I'm Alex.
In this episode, we are... I think we're very excited about covering these two. We're covering Season 4, Episode 5, Return to the Nightosphere, and Episode 6, Daddy's Little Monster. And I just
Wikipedia order.
Yes. Yeah. So as we explained in our last episode, if you are watching Adventure Time on HBO Max, the episodes are out of order for Season 4, so you're going to have to do a tiny bit of extra homework if you want to watch them in order.
These are exciting episodes. I was telling you before the show, it's not that I'm not excited to talk about these. It's just that interesting phenomenon of these are just really good episodes.
They're amazing episodes.
We're like, my big insight is, man, I really like these episodes. Obviously there's a lot to talk about, but it's not as a lot to talk about as like, it's almost too good to kind of, subdivide in a podcastial way.
Yeah. I think we should talk about what makes the episodes good. One thing to keep in mind as we're going through this is these episodes need to be savored because they are the last time we will see Marceline until episode 25.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, fuck that. That show sucks.
Podcast over.
Fucking F tier show. If you can go 20 whatever episodes without Marceline, F tier.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer, but
I just realized that's probably why HBO did it. They probably reordered them so you don't have to have like a 20 episode span without Marceline.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That would make for some clever marketing on their end, but it screws up the order of the story.
It was originally called HBO Marceline.
Marceline.
And then they gender swapped it to Max. They didn't realize it was going to be Marshall. So technically it should be called HBO Marshall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that does make sense. I'm bummed about it because in watching the episodes out of order, we saw the thing at the end of In Your Footsteps where the Lich gets the Enchiridion, like too early in the season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I'm kind of irritated at that. Like, I think that episode is supposed to be like episode 9 or something.
Yeah.
Because it makes me think about the snail way more now every time I see him. Like, the snail in this episode shows up at the foot of Hunts and Abadir's statue.
Yeah.
And he sticks out pretty clearly because everything is red.
I never noticed that snail, but that one, like, I 100% like, oh shit, the snail's right there. And it's like on screen for a while.
Yeah, but he's also top of mind because we know that the Lich is in him.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah.
He's in the Nightosphere, so why would the Lich be in him in the Nightosphere, though?
Well, that's the thing. The snail is a cute visual gag that ended up becoming important to the plot.
I wonder, just for an aside before we really get into the actual episode, who would win in a fight between Hunts and Abadir and the Lich? All magics and physical attacks allowed. No holds barred. Can't come after the family, though, because that's cheating.
I think Hunts and Abadir would win.
Really? What do you think the mechanism of that would be? I'm not saying I disagree. That really came out in a weird way.
So
that sounded like I implied a lot more than I intended.
I'm going to say that because, so first of all, Hunts and Abadir is a little bit of an idiot, right? So he's not very, he's so overconfident in his abilities. But we've seen him, we know that he's deathless. We know that he is nigh invulnerable and he can suck the souls out of things. Like, he can do all this stuff immediately and in a more deadly manner than the Lich can. So Hunts and Abadir, I think it might be a toss-up. I don't think it's a fight that I want to see.
Yeah. Here's my headcanon right now. is because Hudson Abadir is deathless, the Lich like traps him like that one Loki myth where he's like chained to the ground and like kind of viper drops poison in his eyeball or something for forever. I feel like the Lich would do that to Hudson Abadir. And I'm sorry that I say Hudson. I grew up next to that river. That word is far more familiar to me than Hudson. I apologize. I'm gonna do it again. There's nothing I can do about it.
It's okay. A lot of the demons say his last name is Abadir instead of Abadir.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that would be a pretty good outcome too. I mean, both of them are just so incredibly powerful and dangerous, and both of them are, as old as the universe. Like they're both ancient, immortal, terrifying creatures.
Yeah.
It's just that Hudson Abadir is the impression I get from Hudson Abadir is he's sort of dangerous in the sense that like he has no regard for other life. He's like, these are ants. He could just squish them. He doesn't really care. Whereas the Lich is actively malevolent and is like, I am going to kill everything.
Yeah.
My purpose is to destroy life.
I mean, I'm on his side with that. He makes a good point. 'Cause, I mean, as far as all the mistakes in the universe, life has made all of them.
Has it?
Yeah. I mean, what has not life done other than be some dumb equation for a shitty DC comic?
Don't you think that like there are all sorts of weird ass mistakes out there, like suns going supernova and black holes and stuff like that, where you're kind of like, oops, oh well, so much for that solar system.
Well, that seems fine. Circle of life.
The circle of life.
Now, if one of those supernova, I don't know, tripped down a flight of steps or like kind of agreed with their racist uncle at Thanksgiving, then it would count.
Okay, but like watching cats make mistakes is hilarious. So
Well, I think cats are kind of like supernovas. I think the same argument.
same argument.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching babies make mistakes is also really hilarious.
Yeah, watching them fight too. I know this
Yeah.
place down in TJ. Whew.
Oh.
Yeah. Really, really great. And I don't mean Tijuana. I meant
TJ Maxx.
either Trader Joe's or TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
That's that. Underneath every Trader Joe's, there's a fight club, but which
There's
is
a baby fight club?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't talk about Baby Fight Club, mainly because you don't know how to talk.
Yeah, the first rule of Baby Fight Club is goo goo gaga. The second rule of Fight Club is goo goo gaga.
All right, so I noticed something in the intro this time that I think has been there all the time, but I never really paid attention to it.
Oh, is it the skip intro button? Because that's the only thing I've ever seen at the intro.
I always watch the intro
Oh,
because
do
I'm
you?
like
Okay.
getting my notebooks set up and stuff. But there's a scene where they're zooming into the Ice Kingdom where the penguins are going whack, 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 whack. Two of the penguins are hugging, and a little heart kind of floats above their head.
Oh, that is
It's
cute.
kind of adorable.
I'm under the impression the penguins can be in same-sex pairings.
Really?
Yeah. So quick head canon. Those are gay penguins.
I don't think the Ice King has ever named a girl penguin.
Maybe just all penguins are male.
I guess it's possible. Maybe in the Ice Kingdom they are, or maybe the Ice King's royal guard is all male penguins.
No, I mean like just in real life too. Like how seahorses, like male seahorses, can get pregnant. Like maybe just all penguins are males, and we just never got taught that. Like how all cats are girls and all dogs are boys. It's
What
like
are
that.
you speaking German now?
No, I'm trying to be funny.
Oh, in German, the word for cat is feminine, die Katze, and the
Oh,
word
is it?
for dog is der Hund is
I
masculine.
forget what language it is, but their word for vagina is masculine. I think it might be French.
It might be.
Yeah. Which I mean, it has nothing to do with the physical genders. It's just
Right.
as a as a sufferer of a non-gendered language, that shit's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Okay, so this episode, right away, we're sort of greeted with the bananas and all that kind of stuff. Finn has
yeah.
the demon sword, which we see in this episode is capable of hurting Hudson Abadir, or whoever is wearing the necklace.
I think any sword can though.
Well, I know that
'Cause he cut open Hudson Abadir's...
he cut open the soul sack.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was able to hurt Hudson Abadir anywhere else.
Oh, you're saying like the soul sack was like the glowing red spot in a video game.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
like
gotcha.
Smog's,
Yeah.
Smog's
Yeah.
chink in the armor.
Okay, and everything else is yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. Yeah.
So I think that might be and also the demon sword was able to stop the green lasers from the blood mist, which I think that's actually in the second episode, isn't it? We should, one episode.
That is in the second episode.
So it was cool to see the demon sword in action. Jake makes that funny joke. Perhaps we have partaken of the juice of the elder toad.
Yes. I just want a small correction, just because I found it so much funnier. He actually says mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
Which is, I don't know why, but Jake saying mayhaps really, it's like I was talking about, I think it was the last episode, where I love when Jake does a mid-Atlantic accent. I also like this, like, just randomly, like, huzzah, good citizen. He's like, when did you go to the Ren Fair?
Yeah. But I think the elder toad might have been a reference to that toad that secretes DMT. The Sonoran desert toad.
Oh, glory to the hypno toad.
Oh, glory to the hypno toad.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Interesting linguistics thing, since the show is often talks about linguistics. Using the phrase camera phone
Yeah.
was like a very, like, there's like a 7-year spot
I know.
where camera phone meant something, and now it's the phone on my camera or just my phone.
Right.
Yeah, take a picture with my phone. But like having a camera phone was like this weird little chunk of time.
And I don't even think it was 7 years long.
Oh yeah, I just pulled that
Because
out
I
of my
think
ass. I have no
so.
idea.
You know, I mean, I remember in the early 2000s, that was with the candy bar phones, and those didn't have cameras. And then when the first camera phones came along, they were fancy, but it was just a couple years later that we got smartphones.
I
feel
think
like.
there was a longer overlap because I had quite a few phones with a camera on it before I had internet-enabled phone.
You know what? I think that
They were like just really shitty. Because I think I had a flip phone that had a camera on it.
Yeah, me too. I got a fancy one at one point. I got like the Motorola Razr. Remember that really sexy flip phone? I had one of those, and I think that had a camera on it.
Yeah, I think there's either way. I don't know how many years it was, but like it's just this weird snapshot of history of like camera phone. It's not like you can't figure it out from context, but it's just an interesting like.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like this weird little snapshot of the past.
Because it's not like, do they have cell phone networks? I know that they call each other on the phone sometimes. There are phone calls, but it
Yes.
seems like they're landlines.
Well, Jake has pulled out his cell phone quite a few times.
That's true.
But not just his, like, he's got that big, like, Vietnam walkie-talkie style one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the old Zach Morris cell phone. And that wasn't tied in the house. My fan theory, which I've said 16 times this episode, miraculously, is that the satellite systems just kept being around. Like they just all
You think it's Starlink?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it
It was like
Elon Musk's.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because he's dumb enough to forget to charge people if the world ends. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, like he probably doesn't have a like, oh, no one's paying. We turn the satellites off function. That I'm not sure any of those words made sense in that order, but I think everybody got kind of what I was going with.
I mean, my fan theory, I believe that Elon Musk was killed during the Mushroom War. I suspect he was probably eaten by slime creatures or became a slime creature or
He got killed by enslaved emerald miners.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah. Sentient emeralds come up and kill him. You know, since we're in the Uaverse. Sorry, just really quick. Yeah, Elon Musk aside. I didn't know this was an episode, but there's an episode of Rick and Morty with Elon Musk on it.
Oh god.
They go to another universe and it's Elon Tusk, and it's a world of the like warthog people, but it just looks like Elon Musk with tusks coming out of his face. And Elon does the voice, and he just has there's no charisma. Like he doesn't deliver the lines. It's really quite terrible.
I am not a fan of his voice.
I haven't really heard him speak that often. I've only seen his, little, the X there, the shitter, as you call it.
Shit.
But I haven't really, I try not to listen to him talk. And yeah, he does have an annoying voice.
Yeah. I'm really sad that we don't get to watch the Zuck beat him up.
Yeah, it would have been good.
That would have been good.
It would have gone a long way for me to, be less infuriated at Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I mean, I do not think that the Zuck is a good guy or a good person at all.
No, but it'd be nice to see him punch Elon Musk. I mean,
yeah.
I'd be down with anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Zuck, for instance, is necessarily a fascist or a Nazi or a supporter of those sorts of things.
Yeah. No, he's just like a creepy.
But he is a creepy
data goblin
billionaire.
Yeah. No, he's gross. All right, so back to this episode. I can't believe I'm the one that's saying that.
Ooh.
They're in
The Nightosphere.
The Nightosphere.
And they don't know how they got there.
But the interesting thing is the Nightosphere is much more hell-like in this one. And there's this really great kind of pan that goes through hell.
Yeah.
Of just like these various like hilarious
my
tortures
God.
of like people like a meteor getting eaten by a Zardoz head and like it just all this really creepy stuff like nature kind of running to each other. It reminds me of I think I talked about it in the last episode. If I didn't, I'm proselytizing how great Scavenger's Reign is.
It reminds, yeah. I've been watching that. I'm
reminds
taking
me
it
of that
very
kind
slowly.
of
Though.
Mobius 70s things just mushing into each other kind of stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, I saw, on the Adventure Time wiki, there was a suggestion that it was a reference to Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of.
And-
but that guy's name was not in my head, and I didn't say it.
Oh, yeah, and I guess I think that it's probably true, but it's definitely. I mean, here's the thing: it's nowhere near as intricate and perverse and weird as the Garden of Earthly Delights. So I
it's
kind of
technically a
like
kid's
to
show.
think that maybe it's more. It's not necessarily a reference to that as much as it is just sort of a, oh, look, they are in hell.
Yeah.
The Nightosphere is a terrible place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a reference, but I think a visual reference at times it looks like that. But I mean, it looks like Moynihan. What's the person on the show?
Jesse Moynihan.
Yeah, it looks like their outside work. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think he must have. I wonder how. I didn't pay attention to the credits, but
Yeah, I didn't either.
It does look a lot like his work, so I suspect that his designs probably were big in this show.
Yeah.
In this episode. Yeah, and it also made me think of, so there's this. We've remarked before about like the really classic Dungeons and Dragons feel that Adventure Time has sometimes, and sort of like the references that it has, and this whole traveling to a different plane of existence is very, very D&D. And the other thing about it that's very D&D is like there are like alternate dimensions, alternate planes of existence that are based around alignments. So the Nightosphere is chaotic evil, as we learn later on. But I think in D&D, I can't remember I think the chaotic evil plane is hell or the abyss. I mean, there's two of them that are really big.
Oh, wait, no, I know a lot about D&D. Let me tell you, it's the Upside Down. Because everything I know about D&D, I learned from that one episode of Stranger Things.
So it's I love the panorama of the Nightosphere, the variety of horrors that await the eye are truly spectacular.
This might be the first. I mean, there might be ones before this, but we struggle with the first, little bit of Adventure Time of like it's a kid's show, and we're trying to talk about it from an adult perspective. And it's hard to be like, oh, well, no, watch this episode. This will explain what the show actually is. I'm not saying this is like a great example of it, but this is the first one that feels like you could show someone this and be like, oh, there's like weird shit in this show. Like this kind of like opens up the weirdness in a way of like, okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
This also might be the first episode. Well, I don't think it's absolutely the first episode, but it's probably one of the episodes where you might watch it and be like, oh, wait, I don't want to show this to my kids.
Yes.
Because, I mean, they don't really pull any punches with the hell stuff. there's disintegration and killing and maiming and things being cut
waiting in line
half
forever.
And the boatman on top of the heads.
Yes.
Which might be a reference to Dante's Inferno. Which I hope it is. I hope
he
that...
kind of looked like Timothy Dalton. Was he in Dante's Inferno? I think so.
Are you talking about Inferno?
No, wasn't there a movie? There was Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak. Yeah. God, that movie was on cable for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's the other reason I remember it. It was on constantly.
So many times.
So let me quick aside because it's been a while since I insulted Christians on this show.
Okay.
If you're a Catholic, stop, because they put these images in my head of hell when I was a little kid, and that's fucking abuse, man. I carried that shit with me my whole fucking life. Like, I still have like a little fear of hell, which is absurd because I'm a thinking being. But like, I was raised with that shit. So like, yeah, like if you don't teach your kids about hell, don't do that. That's
hell is
gross.
awful.
Yeah, that's a really terrible thing.
Teach them to be good for goodness' sake. Like it says
Teach 'em about
in the
Santa.
Santa Claus
Yeah, exactly.
song.
Yeah.
Don't teach them to be good to avoid eternal damnation. Like that's awful. What loving God would do that?
Yeah, no, there's like a hateful God over there. That's the whole. You got to be afraid of him. So if you're Catholic out there, stop. Just stop doing that. Stop with the Catholic.
Yeah, I don't know if my little boy heart can take it.
it's genuinely like reduced the quality of my life because I was raised in that shit religion.
I'm really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go back in time, first stop Hitler, second stop Jesus. I don't know whoever started
Peter.
Peter. Yeah. Jesus was probably cool. Yeah,
Maybe also Paul. Peter and Paul.
Okay.
But Mary's cool.
First Hitler, then the peas, and I'm going to shoot Luke because he's a terrible writer. But that's he didn't even know. Like he hadn't even started writing yet. But just like, dude, I'm sorry. In an alternate universe, your book sucked and didn't agree with your friends. So,
oh God. So I have to tell you 2 stories now. The first
I would love
one
to hear 2 stories.
is about the Catholic Church. So if you're still Catholic and you're still listening, you might want to turn this off too. So the Catholic
No, hang around. No.
The Catholic Church condemns Freemasonry, right? The Catholic Church says we don't want people to be Freemasons, and I'm a Freemason. I've never been Catholic, but I'm a Freemason.
I think technically I am too.
Yeah, you're a Freemason.
Yeah.
So I was on this Masonic chat group, and somebody and a fellow Mason was sort of asking for advice because they have a Catholic friend, and they were kind of trying to figure out how to answer these questions that their Catholic friend was asking. And a lot of the questions were all like, well, I mean, of course Catholicism hates Freemasonry because you guys tell everybody that every religion is valid and blah, 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 blah. And my answer was like, that's not really why the Catholic Church hates Freemasonry. The Catholic Church hates Freemasonry because Freemasonry in Italy was instrumental in eliminating the Catholic Church's secular power in the 19th century during the Italian Civil War, when the Italian people sort of rose up and said, we're tired of being ruled by a pope. Like, we want to have our own power.
I really was hoping you'd do that on Italian accent.
We're tired of being ruled by the Pope.
Love it.
But the Catholic Church's papal bulls were all about Freemasonry and how it was refusing to accept the divine right of kings and arguing that people should be self-governed and that they should elect their own governments. The Catholic Church hates Freemasonry because Freemasonry is pro-democracy and anti-tyranny. That is why the Catholic Church hates Freemasonry. It's not the freedom of religion thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's the Christians are pretty pro-ignorance. I mean, the first book of their book, it's like, hey, wait, you want to know shit? Yeah, no, sorry, I'm gonna ruin all of your species forever, and then send you to hell because you wanted to learn stuff. You fucking ignorant cunt of a god. Sorry, you wanted to tell me 2 things.
The second thing is, I was excited. I've been really excited about watching these 2 episodes and talking about them. In fact, I was so excited that last night I had a dream about bananas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, let me guess. Did you see a phone and did it ring, 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 ring?
No.
Okay.
No, it was literally just the bananas were. I don't remember the rest of the dream. I just know that in the dream there were bananas like in a fruit basket, like on a table. And I stopped paying attention to the rest of the dream, looked at the bananas, and I was like, oh, I get to watch the Nightosphere episodes tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
I had a moment of lucid dreaming brought on by bananas and Adventure Time.
I wonder if that counts as a sleep demon, because in this episode we learned that bananas are ear feces of demons.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that counts as like a sleep paralysis demon.
Oh, it might. I got shat upon by a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Just like the old hag syndrome. Everybody doesn't know that the old hag was actually dropping blumpkins on you.
Dropping blumpkins.
Yeah. I don't even know if I used that word right, and I don't want to know. Let's continue with the episode.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that is never really entirely explained is why their memory gets wiped. Like even.
Oh no! It absolutely does. And it's
but
like
it's in the next episode.
Oh no, it's in the next episode.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So
sorry.
it does get explained. I must have missed that.
It gets explained. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's the next episode. I see my note right here because it's my favorite line in the next episode.
Yeah. So I mean, in this episode, they basically spend their time traveling through the Nightosphere, trying to get to Hudson Abadir across this amazing backdrop of Nightosphere hell, which is just delightful the whole time. Like I love the scene where they get out of Nightosphere jail and they're like sitting on the roof of this building looking around, and then it has the panorama that you were just saying, and Finn's like, like he doesn't have anything to say. Like, what the hell are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're in hell.
Yeah, I'm 13 and I'm just seeing literal hell. Yeah.
But they do realize that they have to go see Hunts and Abadir, who is, I think, possibly my favorite Adventure Time villain. Like, I love the Lich, but Hunts and Abadir has a piece of my heart.
My only disagreeing with you right there is I don't know that he counts as a villain. He's
Okay.
He's an office holder in a hell dimension.
He is an antagonist, though.
But he's protecting his little girl. Like, I think he's
That
more
doesn't
of a...
matter.
But no, but I mean, so you're saying like a stern dad from an 80s movie is an evil villain?
I never said evil. I said villain.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I guess you don't have to be evil to be a villain.
Yeah, and okay, I'm just going to say antagonist then. He's I think possibly my favorite antagonist in Adventure Time, just because he's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I like about it. That's why I don't think of him like kind of in a villainous sense, because he's literally the leader of hell. He's acting very nice. Given the position he holds. Like, given that he's literally Satan, he's very pleasant to be around.
Honestly, his character has improved a lot. Like, I mean, his attitude has improved a lot. Like, if you compare him to the first time we see him in the show, he just shows up and starts killing people. Remember?
Yes.
And here, it's obvious that he's incapable of having the same kinds of feelings that Marceline does or that Finn and Jake do. But he is actually like trying in his weird way to like repair his relationship with Marceline.
And also, I like how lazy he is. Like, just all he wants to do is just give the job away and eat a sandwich. Yeah. Which I respect that.
He just wants to hang out in his underwear.
Yeah, I really respect that.
But it's interesting. Because I guess what I'm saying is the Hunts and Abadir is a dynamic character. Like, he changes and improves himself over the course of the show, even if it's marginal and impossible for us to detect as mere mortals.
Yeah, I mean, for a deity, I think he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah. Okay, I have a few pieces of trivia for this episode. Aside from
give me them 3 roads, baby.
All right. So Finn and Jake end up in line waiting, and it has like these sort of cutaway things, 4 days later, 3 days later, 18 days later.
Yeah, that SpongeBob thing.
Yeah. Somebody added up all the hours. The total number of hours they waited is 666.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Olivia Olson said that this is her favorite Marceline episode, which is kind of bullshit because there's like hardly any Marceline in this episode. You only get a tiny bit right at the end.
Nah, that's nonsense. I bet you she got confused and thought this was the one where you find out about Daddy, why'd you eat my fries?
Yeah, that's the best episode.
Because if you hear Daddy's Little Monster, this isn't the episode that you're going to evoke in your brain.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like mansplain Elizabeth Ashley. What's her name?
Olivia Olson.
Olivia Olson. I'm not trying to like, it just... This can't possibly be their favorite episode.
I agree because there's so little Marceline in it and she doesn't do anything.
Or maybe she hates acting as Marceline. That's why it's her favorite episode. What's your favorite Marceline episode? I don't know. Is there one that I'm just in the background? I don't have to fucking talk. I'm just here for a paycheck, baby. And then she does like the money motion with her fingers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is that the money motion?
That's the money motion right there.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Can you see that?
This
audience?
is ASMR now.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. This episode is the first appearance of Abe Lincoln on the show. He shows up in a picture in the background.
Was that true?
Yeah.
That's fun.
And that is all I've got for this episode. Do you have anything else on this one?
No. Most of my notes are related to the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that I have a ton on that one either. Not to, like, again, I just want to be clear. Because I have very little say, not that I have very little say, but, like, it's generally a sign of I like these episodes. Because, like, I just, like, I like this. It's, like, hard to, like, turn my... it's easier... That's why my other show is called John and Alex Hate Stuff. It's not John and Alex Subtly Appreciate Film.
Right, right.
Even though I end up liking a lot of movies because I'm a slow, dumb person. Eric, I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah?
You ever see a little glint out of the corner of your eye and be like, oh, shit. It's like some kind of shiny rock over there.
You know what? It turns out I have had that happen to me recently.
Well, boy, howdy. I would love to hear about your shininess.
Oh my god, I have
Your high shininess
shiny
sword.
rocks to tell you about. My first shiny rock, which sparkled delightfully in a stream one day,
Ooh.
is lucubration. Lucubration.
Lucubration.
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
It is a writing or study, and it's a mass noun. So you can say, after 16 years lucubration, he produced this account.
Interesting. I think I've seen that word before, but I don't. I think it's one of those words I just kind of knew. Like I read it, went, that makes sense in context. I'm not looking that shit up.
It can also be a learned or pedantic piece of writing.
That's probably actually someone probably just said that about my writing.
Yeah, this book is a pile of lucubrations.
Yeah. Not the learned part. It's the.
Okay, the next shiny rock that I have for us is Torchera. Torchera, possibly.
How would one spell that?
Torche with a little badoop above it, re.
Torchera.
Torchera. It's from French.
It's from French?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Shit.
You're going to feel dumb about this one.
Torchera.
Go dumber. Go dumber. You're thinking too much.
Something to do with fire.
Yes.
No, actually, I was thinking because I think torche is flame or fire or lighter or something in French. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't...
So a torchera is a tall, ornamental, flat-topped stand traditionally used for a candlestick.
Yeah. So I don't think I knew that word, but I knew the French, some of the French in there.
Okay. Here is an excellent word that you might be able to figure out. You might know this one.
All right.
Circumvallation.
Circumvallation.
Mm-hmm. You'll like this word. I promise you, you'll enjoy this one.
Vallation. To go around with compliments?
That's good.
Because circum is to around, like
It is.
and vallation is like, is that like valet, like applauds, like valet in Latin? Valet.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think that's.
Oh, okay, I've got the wrong.
It is the defensive wall of a castle or walled city.
Oh, okay, so it goes around. Yeah,
Yeah,
vallation.
so the circumvallation would be just inside the moat.
Okay, yeah.
Right, so you'd have a moat and then a circumvallation.
Vallation. I don't. Yeah, interesting. I mean, I like it, but
I like it too. I think it's a fun
vallation.
word. It's too bad that we don't get a whole lot of opportunities to use it.
I mean, if I ever fucking win the lottery, I'll buy a castle just so I can have a circumvallation.
Dude, if you have enough land, I'll help you build a circumvallation around your yurt.
I get a circumvallation and I need a portcullis.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
also good words.
Well, the portcullis is how you get in. How you get through the circumvallation. I think. All right, I think you're going to know this one, but it is such a fun shiny rock that I could not resist.
Okay.
This rock glittered with the glint of 1,000 pieces of mica.
Cool.
Imbroglio.
Oh, imbroglio is like kind of like a fight or an argument, like you get sucked into like a little like a fracas.
Yeah. It can be an extremely confused, complicated, or embarrassing situation, or a confused heap.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I love the sound of that word though. Imbroglio.
Yeah, no, imbroglio is great. Yeah.
If we ever start a new podcast, I think imbroglio needs to be in the title.
I mean, I can't train people to spell my name with 2 X's. I'm not going to try to get an audience to learn how to spell that word. No offense, audience. You're just a bunch of dummies.
Okay.
Wait, no. Actually, hold on. Audience, you are not a bunch of dummies because
It's
you're not the
true.
ones that didn't type in Alex wrong and then try to talk to me about the amount of times I had people fucking talk to me about the Alex cast. I typed in Alex cast, like, did you spell it with 2 X's? Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, thanks.
Hey.
Yeah. Did you try restarting the computer?
Barkentine.
Barkentine is, of course, Hamilcars.
It is
Hamilcar Barca is the only thing I think of.
sailing ship similar to a bark,
Oh,
which is a sailing ship,
that's the part I didn't know.
but with only the foremost square rigged and the remaining masts rigged fore and aft.
Oh God, yeah. See, I
I
can't.
mean,
I can't sail
surprised you
anything
didn't know that one.
unless the midden sail is up. I'm not even going to get on that boat. Yeah.
I don't know if a barkentine even has a mitten sail.
I wasn't even sure if that was the right word.
Okay, one last word.
Please.
one last shiny rock, one last gleaming pebble. This is a short one, but a good one. Viand.
How do you spell it?
Viand. Viand.
No, don't know.
It is an item of food.
Oh,
It is also used to describe a Filipino meat, seafood, or vegetable dish that accompanies rice.
oh,
A sumptuous lunch of rice and viands.
okay. Wait, what was the first definition again?
An item of food.
Oh, you don't know. I get it. Like you get from a vending machine.
Yeah. Like,
Sorry,
it might be.
I was like, that's the worst joke I've thought of in a little while, and I need to say this into a microphone.
So those are the
Excellent.
shiny rocks that I have found.
Also, I like Vienna sausages.
Go to your room.
I would love to. Do we want to do the next episode, or do you want me to spit out some crap?
You might have some shiny rocks to share.
I do.
too.
Let's do one that I don't know. I only found this out recently, and it's a term from Industrial Light and Magic. Our friends over
Over at ILM.
at ILM, the George Lucas.
Oh, yes, we know them
drive
well.
thing.
They do all of our special effects.
Yes. Do you know what a greeble is?
Greeble.
Yes.
I believe that's when you are walking down a dark hallway and a thing eats you.
No, that's a insert joke here.
That's a grue.
Oh, nice. It's also called a nurnies.
A nurnies.
So a greeble is it's a part harvested from plastic modeling kits to be applied to an original model as a detail element. So basically, like if you see like the Millennium Falcon, they've got like all that like weird pokey out stuff, and
those
like
are greebles?
those are greebles.
Okay,
Or
okay.
nurnies.
Or nurnies.
Which I love. But yeah, it's a total term invented by ILM. But I was watching an Adam Savage whatever his YouTube channel is, Tested, I think. And he referred to greebles. I'm like, the fuck are greebles? I guess people that know Adam Savage hear him use that term, but like this
Right.
was a first for me, so I looked into it. I'm like, oh shit, all right, what the
Greebles.
hell?
All right. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
useful. I'll use that word.
Yeah, greeble is good. I feel like I'm gonna forget it before I have a chance to use it, but like I hope in my future I get to use it, but I have very little hope.
I'm going to try to use the word viands later tonight.
Oh, I would like to, and I'll
Okay.
already forget what it means. Because I am what the French call a fucking idiot. I have two more real quick ones. Velicor.
Velicor.
Velichor.
Okay, that makes me think of petrichor.
That's literally the reason I put it on there.
And petrichor. Okay, so velicor is going to be a smell of something probably, or something interacting with rain. I don't know what the core part of petrichor means.
Oh, it's ichor. Petrichor is the blood of gods. It's the ichor, the blood of gods coming from the stones after a rain. Petra is rock.
Okay, so then the core is
Ichor, like blood of
smell.
gods, is your
The
ichor.
smell.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay,
it's
okay.
the blood of the gods
so
is the rain hitting.
velicor. I know of velicor. I know what that is. Velicor is the smell that comes off of velvet when it is worn as part of a stripper's outfit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That sadly isn't it, and has
Damn.
nothing to do with smell. But I just liked where we were going, and it was fun.
Okay.
So velicor is the strange wistfulness of used bookshops.
You mean like my favorite feeling?
Yes. Though I would like to somewhat petition the universe out there, and literally had this thought before you were in the room and said what you just said, that the smell of books should be called velicor or some word close to that.
So here's the thing that I'm thinking about now. Velicor obviously comes from vellum and core.
Well, it's VELOI. I had that vellum thought too, but I would think it'd be velucor.
Can you check Edom online?
Oh, it's neologism, so it probably doesn't have much.
But it'll have a.
Yeah.
It'll still have a etymology. What two words?
Oh
are
yeah,
used?
you know it is. It's a blend of vellum and ichor.
Okay.
Compare petrichor.
So here's the thing that bothers me.
Oh, it's that guy John Koenig again. The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. I run into this a lot. Yeah, so that's like kind of a new word.
Okay. So here's the thing that bothers me about that. I think it was a word invented by somebody who's never smelled vellum.
Old vellum has a nice smell. New vellum
Old
smells like
vellum smells awful.
Oh, I like the smell of old vellum.
Like after a few hundred years, I mean, it smells so gross.
I'm trying to think
I do not enjoy
the oldest vellum I've smelled.
I do not enjoy the smell of vellum.
The oldest vellum book I can think that I've ever interacted with was like a library museum tour thing we did in college.
I would like
and it
to.
was some really, really old ass Bible
Yeah, that was
that was
probably.
on vellum. But that
that's-
smelled nice. That had
You-
that
you
kind of
liked
like
that.
vanilla-y old book smell.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, the old So the vellum books that I've seen were from I think the 1400s, maybe a little earlier.
I'm
which is
100%
probably about the same as yours.
No, I'm 100% sure mine was more recent. It was like
Really?
yeah, because it was like a
They didn't make vellum Bibles.
no, it was like a fancy. They did it
really?
on like
Okay.
it's old. It was America old, not
Oh,
not
okay,
the rest
okay.
of the world old. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just the vellum that I encountered, but I just didn't. I was excited to see these books. I was excited to interact with them, but the thing that I remember about them is that I walked away thinking those smell awful.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's got to be a little bit older, or maybe it's like where it was kept.
I would like to propose an alternate word for this:
What's that?
bibliocore. Because
All right.
ichor is from
No,
Greek.
no, I
Biblios is from Greek.
yeah,
Bibliocore could then be having to do with the ichor of books, and I think that bibliocore might work a little better because it doesn't make me think of vellum, which doesn't give me a sense doesn't give me the sense of that word.
well, in that it's a made up word.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go for it.
All right,
I mean,
all right.
Yeah. The last quick thing before we get into the last episode, limerence.
Limerence.
Yes.
I am thinking the first part of it makes me think of either limnal or limerick. So it could be. Oh, is a limerence a stone used to demarcate a border?
No.
Oh, damn it! What is it?
Where did that background come from? Or is that just a fun guess?
Well, I was thinking of plinths and.
Oh, you're
things like
going
that.
the rents at the end.
Oh, so limerence.
Yeah.
Oh, limerence. Okay, then hold on. Let me think about this again.
What did I say? I said ints, didn't I? I
Yeah.
did like an I sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Limerence.
Limerence.
Lime rents.
Limerence. I'm going to say it's still relating to a liminal space between two things or a liminal moment.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how you got to rocks, and now I
It was the ints.
it was my I sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
So limerence is a state of infatuation or obsession with another person that involves an all-consuming passion and intrusive thoughts.
Oh,
Limerence. But I
limerence.
think the
I
limmer
have
might be.
heard that word
I think
before.
that might be kind of liminal.
Maybe. Limnal, I think, is Limn. I don't think it has any. So, yeah. Okay, limerence. I've actually heard that word before. Now that you have given me the definition.
Yeah, I wonder if it has. It's kind of a new term.
Is it?
Yeah, it was coined in '79 by
Like
psychologist Dorothy
1979?
Tenoff. Yeah.
Dorothy who?
Like you were alive. I'm pretty sure.
I was.
Psychologist Dorothy Tenoff.
Dorothy Tenov.
Uh,
my
love and-
nemesis.
Love and limerence, the experience of being in love, to describe a concept of blah 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 blah. It's a very long Wikipedia thing, but anyway.
Okay.
I thought it was a good word.
That is a good word.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Daddy's Little Monster
So I want to start with the title of this episode.
and how if you have a brain like mine, it's very horrible. Put it together.
No.
Okay.
Um,
Because I assure you, you don't want to live in my head.
Well, I mean, I know that it is used in sexual situations sometimes and as a sexual term, but it's also, it shows up on Harley Quinn's T-shirt in a
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad.
in a movie. It shows up as the title of a song that I don't think has anything to do with this episode. I tried to.
It shows up as a Fred Savage and Ben Savage movie from the 1980s, wasn't it? Little
Oh, really?
Monsters. Wasn't that the name of that?
Yeah, but it might not have been Daddy's Little Monster.
Oh no, it wasn't Daddy's Little. It was like just Little Monsters or whatever. Yeah.
All right, so I tried to research the origin of the term "Daddy's Little Monster," and I went and looked. I couldn't find anything to say where it originally came from. Like, I don't think it was this episode. I definitely don't think it was Harley Quinn's T-shirt. So that's one of the things that I was sort of like, it would be great if I could get to this part of the discussion. I'd be like, oh, you know where that term originally came from?
Well,
It was something that it was James Dean's last words. Or
So Daddy's Little Monster as a Harley Quinn shirt.
uh-huh.
This episode predates that.
Yes, it does.
So I mean, not to say that, did you DuckDuckGo it?
Yes.
I wonder what.
And I Googled it.
Oh yeah, I do Googled it because Google's good at pop culture. It'll do a splash page.
It is. I couldn't really get a good answer.
I am-
I mean, maybe you can. Maybe
No, I'm not in any way doubting you. I'm just curious because it's got that curated. Like Google isn't a search engine anymore. It's
Right,
it's TikTok.
it's a sell a thing to you.
Yeah, Daddy's Little Monster phrase origin. The first answer is things you didn't know about Harley Quinn. Daddy's Little Monster is just another nod to the twisted hold that the Joker has over Harley. This has a reference to Adventure Time. Oh, here we go. Adventure. Urban Dictionary
Uh-huh.
has Daddy's Little Monster from Harley Quinn as 2021. But Daddy's
That's
Little
very
Monster
new.
as another freaky sexual name, aka I Call My Dick Daddy's Little Monster,
Uh-huh.
is from October 3rd, 2016.
Still newer than the Adventure Time episode.
Really? When did Adventure Time happen?
This episode I think is from like 2012 maybe?
So it's
2014?
it's very possible
That
that
Adventure,
Adventure Time originated.
invented Daddy's Little Monster.
Okay, wait, here we go. According to Try Hard Ninja, which is something that
I trust Try Hard Ninja incredibly. Try Hard Ninja is one of my BFFs.
So Try Hard Ninja's song Daddy's Little Monsters.
Right. What year was that?
Oh, no. Okay, I misunderstood the link I was clicking on. That's a song from the Five Nights at Freddy's
Huh.
movie that just came out.
So this might be a mystery.
I mean, they just may have just come out. I mean, Daddy's Little Monster, it seems like a pretty, Daddy's Little Princess, and they just went, well, how do we do? And we might be dealing with the origin.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm really okay with Adventure Time being a trendsetter, being an inventor of something that entered into the memosphere,
Yes.
the mimetic consciousness of our generation.
All right, that's enough, Richard Dawkins. He did memes, right?
I don't know.
I think Richard Dawkins invented the term meme.
All right, so this episode opens with BMO charging the camera phone.
Yes, nice to hear our little boy
And
back.
it is adorable.
Yeah.
He's like sitting down there going like, "Ee," and he's like, he's making the pooping face.
Yes.
A little bit of smoke comes out of the top of his head.
Yes, making the pooping face. No banana appears, but
No banana appears.
But he charges the shit out of that StarTAC.
Yeah. And then we do see Finn and Jake's adventures in the Nightosphere. One of the things that is interesting to me is that Marceline is playing a banjo and not a bass.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, you know that thing with musicians, like the second they get hooked on one, they just have to learn all the other fucking ones. I don't think I've ever met a musician that's like, yeah, no, I only know one instrument. Yeah.
Well, why would you want to know only one instrument? Making noise is fun.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Whatever.
I'm more of a like, this is as loud as I'm ever want to get.
This is part of the reason
caterwauling.
this is part of the reason you hate fart jokes, isn't it?
Yeah. I like a lonesome dirge, like a wailing. Like if you could play hurdy-gurdy, but at like 1/4 the volume, that's all I want. Just a low background.
I can get some of that for you. Do you want
The only music I like is a foghorn in the distance. That's all I listen to. Though I listen to it in like techno remixes.
Uh-huh.
So it's like
Foghorn techno remix.
and then it, boing, 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 and yeah.
Daddy's Little Monster remix, Foghorn in the Distance.
Hey, that Five Nights at Freddy's guy apparently wrote a song about it.
I've been listening lately to some like kind of lo-fi electronica music as sort of background when I'm writing.
Oh, is it Lo-Fi Girl, aka Chilled Cow?
No, I haven't listened to
That's the
Lo-Fi
like
Girl.
it's the biggest one on YouTube. That was it was
okay.
served every they have a billion followers on YouTube. It's like this giant account.
I was listening to medieval lo-fi on Spotify.
Oh
but-
yeah, they
yeah.
served that one to me
Yeah.
before too. Yeah.
But then I switched over to a free radio station that I can't remember that's online. But I was listening to it more seriously the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, this music is so simple! I could make this. I think I might try making some lo-fi tracks.
You should.
I think that would be really fun to do."
You know what you should do is fucking do a lo-fi remix of like, a few minutes of one of our episodes. Just have, just some dumb moment and just a lo-fi remix it in the background. When I say you should do that, I mean, this is a terrible idea, but I'm
I think
saying
it's a great idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great idea in a very, from a very acute angle. Because I'm a cutie. All right, so BMO is charging the phone, and they get to find out. These episodes are very the Hangover movies, where I don't remember what happened last night.
Right.
Let's recreate it. And a portal opens in the wall, and they get dragged back into the Nightosphere because they realize they were there on the thing.
Yeah.
They meet Hudson Abadir. God damn it, Hudson Abadir, and I really enjoy him play acting of, "Hey, no, I'm just here to bury the hatchet. And these guys, love these guys. Look, I'm burying the hatchet. See, I'm not killing you."
Yeah, it's like, good to see you, boy and dog.
I'm so fond of, "I'm here to bury the hatchet. See how I'm not killing you."
Yeah.
is
I mean, that's the thing, though. He has so little regard for human life. Like, he probably has no idea what it means for Marceline to have friends.
yeah.
And he's like,
But he did, love her mom in some way.
he fucked her mom. That's what
But
we've determined.
Yes, but in that, I'm going by the vampire rules of, they can't have an orgasm, so they kind of orgasm by drinking blood. I think he's the same way
What?
with eating. Yeah,
What is this?
In vampire mythos, they can't fuck.
Well,
At least in the Anne Rice ones.
okay, maybe. Here's what I think. I think that he probably doesn't have vampire restrictions since he's not a vampire. He's a demon.
No,
god.
I was just making the association with him to eating souls.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he probably literally just went to impregnate someone. He wanted to make
You're saying
a
it's like a
child.
mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a mission. I don't think that he had any feelings for Marceline's
Because
mom.
the way I was approaching it is like, he thinks of us as meat. And think about how fucking charming a cow would have to be for me to change my mind from eating it to having sex with it. It's one charming ass fucking pig.
Alex, I don't want to have to think about that because I know you too well.
I'm not sure that tracks. I've had sex with like, okay, well,
Yeah.
porcine isn't
No,
a cow.
no, do not make me edit this far into
All right,
the
so
episode. Do not make
manatee-
me.
No. Manatees don't count
Why don't manatees count?
because sailors used to do it, and at heart I'm a pirate, so I can fuck a manatee. It's pretty straightforward, Eric. All right, let's not talk about.
This shit is bananas.
So-
BANANAS.
Ring, banana phone. So a big trick happens where Hudson Abadir gives his world-controlling necklace to Marceline, and it turns her into.
Turns her into Hudson Abadir.
Yeah,
or the ruler of the Nightosphere.
Yeah, no.
that-
But this is the interesting thing: is which one is Hudson Abadir? Is it the man in his 1950s sleeping outfit? That
I mean, the
that
thing is-
boxers and whatever you call that kind of shirt.
Right. Like when he takes his when he takes that amulet off, he's just wearing his underwear.
Yeah. So is that Hudson Abadir, and the King of Hell is Bob Meskiowicz? What is that creature? Is it Slurnogoth?
That's, I think, a really amazing question because we see three people wear the amulet in this episode: Hudson Abadir, Marceline, and Finn.
Yeah.
And each one of them turns into that big soul-sucking monster.
Yeah. So I guess
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's also another kind of interesting aside is I wonder if that amulet is much like the crowns. Or at least the ice crown.
Oh, like the ice crown. So you think that
Maybe there's like a
curse.
Nightosphere
There's
locket.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you get the crown, the locket, the breeches, the codpiece, you can like rule everything. Like Captain Planet rules. Like if you get all those things, your powers can combine and you can be in charge
Like
of.
what would happen if they put the locket on Simon?
Yes. Yeah. And then the goo.
I
bracelet.
feel like the Nightosphere amulet is probably more powerful than the ice crown. but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I like a nice cold glass of Coca-Cola, and I'm not thinking, you know what I want? Tortured souls in this.
Yeah.
You know why I think that? Because I'm not a sadistic kind of a god like Yahweh. We get a nice Marceline song, her and Finn jamming. Very nice to not hear Finn singing, which is great.
We do get a Finn rap.
Yes.
It's awful.
It happened.
But it's awful on purpose, right? Like when he does the Finn rap, when he does that
That is
rap,
true. Yeah. You bring up
it's
a good
awful
point.
on purpose.
Yeah. It is a purposeful bad
It's almost like
political
they
rap.
knew
Yeah.
that you were going to be listening to this someday and criticizing it, so they were like, "We're just going to make it bad. We're not going to like the political rap where he's like, you know, drive a Subaru, go to a co-op,
I used to
go
get
to a farmer's market."
like weekly, sometimes monthly emails from this guy named Adam Muto in like 2012 or so. And I know I'd never seen this show. And he's like, "Dear Alex, in the future, you're going to be watching this. I need to explain myself to you." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" I never paid attention. But now that we're
Now
coming back
it
around,
all makes sense.
It's like that thing of like, that man I saw in the airport was me.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. This is my, what's that movie where Joseph Gordon-Levitt kills himself, but he's Bruce Willis? Looper. This is my Looper.
You know, there were some really amazing scenes in this episode. I loved the shot of Hudson Abadir with a sandwich. Like when they come, they find that weird little kitchen area, the apartment, Hudson Abadir's apartment in the Nightosphere, and they come in on him as he's opening the fridge and getting a sandwich out, and the look on his face and stuff, and it was very classic.
I'm a big fan of that classic humor of a dopey, like, kind of house husband. No, not house husband. A dopey husband, like 1950 style, like starched undergarments, about to go to bed. You know, just like
has to have a sandwich.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. There's something. I guess it's just a generation I was raised in that, like, that was like this. I don't know, this ubiquitous kind of character in a lot of the shows.
Have you ever been a midnight snack kind of person? Like, do you ever do the midnight snack?
I never wake up and have a snack, but like I eat before bed.
Yeah.
Last night I had some Baby Bell cheese.
What time do you think that was? Like, was it literally a midnight snack?
I mean, it's probably like an 11 p.m. snack.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. I try to, if I'm going to have a snack that late at night, I try to be responsible about it and have something lower calorie or whatever.
Now I'm a rebel. I just do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I used to, but now I live by the rules. I die by the rules. I'm a rule following rule person.
Well, as you can see across the table, I'm 190 pounds, absolutely shredded, lean muscle. So like I can get away
You've
with
got
taking
abs
some.
on your face.
Yes. That's from a wish that went a little sideways. Yeah. So to answer your query from last episode, the reason they can't remember anything is explained at one point where Jake and Finn get knocked around, and Jake off camera goes, "Ow, my hippocampus!" Explaining why no new memories were being made.
That's so stupid.
I
mean, I heard that, and I knew that you were going to bring that up when we talked about it, and it just didn't occur to me that that's what it was about.
Yeah. Well, why would he say so specifically the hippocampus?
Okay, so that's why they don't remember stuff.
Yes.
So the amulet. This is another D&D reference. I think I mentioned it already when we were talking about the first episode. But Hudson Abadir tells Finn that whoever wears the amulet is filled with chaotic evil.
Mm-hmm.
And Finn, he is such a hero. He is a big damn hero, as they said in Firefly.
I'm gonna believe you.
Okay.
I've seen Firefly, but it's been
but I mean, like, the fact that he's willing to give everything up, take the amulet off of Marceline, put it on in order to get Marceline and Jake out of the Nightosphere. Like, there's no guarantee that he gets to escape. His only goal there is saving Marceline. Like, it was such a heroic act. It was selfless. Like, it was amazing.
Well, I'm going to be the contrarian here. That's my place on the show.
Okay.
Eric, if your way to save me was, "Eric, quick, you have to take on the powers of a god and rule a kingdom that is unto you, and everyone worships you as a god." Oh no, what a fucking bullet to take.
But to put on an amulet that would fill me with chaotic evil?
And you get to run shit. I'd do
I
that.
don't want that power.
Oh, really? I mean,
I would save you.
I think if someone came in and said, "Hey, Alex, no other payoff. You want this amulet that lets you like run the underworld and essentially be God?"
But see, this is the thing. Marceline didn't want that.
Yeah.
She was forced into it. She was tricked into
No, I'm
it.
talking about.
So if you,
I'm talking about Finn.
No, I'm saying like if you were tricked into something like that,
I wouldn't have to be tricked.
right? See.
I mean, I'm not
See,
saying that.
there's no equivalence
I'm
here.
not
We
saying
don't
that-
have
I'm not
we
saying-
don't have an equivalent situation in this case.
No, okay. In this case, it'd be like, "Oh no, Alex, quick! I'm going to take the bullet by winning the lottery."
No, it's not like that though.
Oh, you mean sitting on a crown of a throne of skulls and hearing the lamentations of your enemies and their women? I mean, that's perfect, and that's what you're bringing to me.
Okay, look, if that situation arises, if somebody comes to me and is like, Eric, would you like to go rule a hell dimension with this magical amulet? I will say, I would like to pass. However, my friend Alex would love to do it.
I appreciate that. I'll send the vampires that I invited to
So
my
that's
house earlier over
that's
your way.
that's the
Yeah.
sacrifice that I will make.
Oh, I
I
appreciate
know
that,
I
yeah.
know that this would be fulfilling your dreams, so
Yeah.
I would, I would expect some hell favors every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you know the movie Hellraiser, aka Pinhead.
Uh-huh.
That's really what I'm going for. So I just want to live in like a sadomasochistic dimension where I rule over everyone
bondage
else.
dimension.
Yeah. Where everything is pain and pain is pleasure. That's,
Okay.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay, I will.
And if I could save my friends while doing it, all the better.
I will keep my eye out. If I see that sort of opportunity, like that sort of vacancy arise, I will let you know immediately.
Yes. Though if you do meet Pinhead, please don't, because that sounds terrible. Their freshman hazing is a little rough. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna turn you inside out and touch all of your nerves at once with lemon juice." Yeah. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, this episode is chaotic and amazing. Finn and Jake do an incredible job. I love their stupid disguises.
Oh yeah. Paper plate mask, y'all.
Yeah.
Jake's disguise is good. He looks like a demon.
Yeah. I mean, he's too yellow.
Like, demons can be yellow.
The revelation of the bananas, I love that scene.
Yeah.
Is just great because they're watching it, and it happens, and then it cuts away to like Jake is just about to eat the banana that he brought back from the Nightosphere, and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah. The banana thing's great. What else is there in this episode? Oh, there's a nice. So at the end of the episode, I really like the wrap up of Marceline kind of yelling at her dad that like, "I want you to be proud of me, but not proud of me for this thing," and him kind of like opening up, and it's like, "No, I am proud of you." Blah blah blah. Like it's like a nice father daughter moment.
Yeah, he's just in. Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about. Like it's super interesting watching Hudson Abadir develop. Like he's trying. He's just a shitty father.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, by our metrics, but again, he's in the embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
So him just like not turning you inside out every 3 seconds for eternity is really nice of him. So like, he's kind of a great dad from where he came from.
Okay, and, you know, he obviously has a lot of experience with that amulet too.
Yeah,
like that he can rein it all in and put on his evil businessman outfit.
He also brings up the concept though of what if he's not the first Hudson Abadir? If it is something that's passed down via amulet.
That's a really good question. I see. This is opening up some ontological, cosmological questions about the Adventure Time universe.
It's entological.
Is it entological?
No, I was doing like a fun vowel thing. I do like the end. So Finn gets the amulet ripped off of him and thrown back into the treehouse. And Hudson gives a little speech of like, "Hey, you know, I actually respect you. I like you, Marceline, your friend." And Marceline's line of, "My dad actually likes you. I don't want to hang out with you anymore." It's like almost like it's almost like an aside, but it's very funny because Finn's like dead on the floor.
I love that. But then it like pans down to him and he's like, "Ooh," he's obviously had a very traumatic experience. And it's possible that Marceline meant it because we honestly will not see her again until the end of the season.
Yeah. Very small Alex anecdote that relates to this.
Otherwise known as an Alex dote.
An Alex dote. I was young person, and I was dating this girl that like used to be a Christian, like a big time Christian.
Those are the people who believe that there was like a dude with a with the weird like bird nest hat that like died on a tree for them?
The
The Christians.
No, I think the bird nest hat guys are Pastafarians.
Oh, maybe it is.
Is that? No, that's pasta hat. Sorry, there's a pasta strainer hat. Sorry, same thing. Whatever. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But so anyway, we dated for a little bit to the point that like we weren't at the point of seriousness that I should have met her parents, but it just kind of happened. And her dad and I got along like gangbusters because he was
And she hated it.
yeah. Because he was a hardcore Christian, and back then I knew the Bible forwards and backwards, book, chapter, verse. And by that I mean I knew the Bible kind of well. I never do it super well, but like I was in my big like, I'll know their book better than them. I'm a fucking edgelord stage, and so I was talking to him, and not like we were talking Bible, but we ended up getting along. And she never said it, but like her view of me kind of. It broke up very soon afterwards. And I honestly think it was because I'm the rebellious, like I don't give a fuck about religion. I'll call God a cunt and I won't I still call God a cunt, but like now I do it with more
Aplomb?
Aplomb. Yeah. I do it with a reverent voice. But yeah, So very shortly after we, our dalliance broke off. And I honestly think it's because myself and her dad.
That's definitely a daddy issues sort of thing.
Oh yeah. And I'm not a sexually active person in these days, kind of one of them demi-ace folk, but like those are the only people I've ever slept with. I've literally I don't think I've ever dated anyone that had a good relationship with their father.
Oh boy. Jesus Christ, I didn't want to think about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have warned you. I should have warned you before I said that sentence.
Now I have to think about this. Have I?
This is not a depth you want to plumb because it's actually kind of shocking. You're like, yeah, but oh shit, what does that say about me?
Yeah, I'm thinking back. I'm like, hold on a second. Oh shit.
Yeah. Do you have anything else on this one?
I don't. Alex, what do you think our listeners should do now, or you, dear listener? What do you think that the listener should be doing at this very moment?
Well, I think the listener should be doing this.
Make sure that you wipe before flushing.
I mean, I would say, as someone that's from a civilized society, use the bidet and pat dry before flushing.
Do you wipe and bidet, or do you bidet
No,
only?
just bidet.
But
and then dry off.
There's still like stuff.
You're saying that paper cleans better than water?
I'm just saying sometimes you might need both.
You got some kind of fucked up butthole.
No, my butthole is amazing.
Well, apparently
I've heard
not.
this from a number of people.
Apparently not.
Okay.
So what I want y'all to do is if you are on a podcasting app, podcatching app, that can leave a review, such as Spotify, such as Apple Podcasts.
Podcast Addict also has a place
Podcast
to leave
Addict.
reviews.
Whatever that Goodreads of podcasts is that I don't remember the name of it, but they advertise to me all the time. Anywhere that you can leave a review, it would be great. Especially Spotify, because you don't have to do any work. It's just a series of 5 stars and you just click one. You don't have to write a review. No work necessary. So if you're a Spotify listener, do the nothingth of work. It's literally no work. Just click on that thing. Apple Podcasts, I think, are kind of almost as easy. But yeah, do that. It's very helpful. Puts us up in the rankings and, just generally makes us feel better.
Yeah, I agree. That is a good one. If you are listening to this episode because a friend sent you to it, I would really invite you to visit whizbizpodcast.com and subscribe to our podcast. And also, come and find us on social media. We are WhizBiz Podcast on Blue Sky and TikTok and YouTube and Twitch. And sometimes we do fun things on Twitch.
Yes. Our main focus, Blue Sky. So if you're not a Blue Sky person, ask me. I got a bunch of invites and you can join.
Yeah. Actually,
you don't have to join just for us. It's a good service.
You could ask our Blue Sky account. We have lots of Blue Sky invites on the Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally
so
forgot.
We have invites. If you want to be on Blue Sky, let us know. You can email us whizbizpodcast@gmail.com and request a Blue Sky invite.
Join us. There's lots of horny people there. It's great.
Yeah.
We will see you in what the kids call a fortnight. Goodbye.
That ending was not believable.